So today we have the DCEU's Kryptonian Monster, Doomsday, taking on the MCU's most powerful villain, the Mad Titan Thanos. Who wins? Let's find out. So, who's stronger? Well, since Doomsday was created by combining the DNA of Lex Luthor and General Zod, this means he has a Kryptonian physiology and then some. He's stronger than the average Kryptonian. It took Superman using two hands to stop a punch from Doomsday. He casually threw cars and one-shotted helicopters. He sent and ragdolled Clark and Diana multiple times, sending Clark through his own monument and sending Diana through a lot of debris. He was also just consistently overpowering both of them throughout the entire fight in Batman vs. Superman. And like I said earlier, he was described as the Kryptonian Monster. He was massive and was just incredibly strong. But Thanos effortlessly busted through Vision's vibranium skull with just two fingers. He completely destroyed and knocked out Hulk in quick fashion. He choked Loki to death with one hand, and he was using so much force that Loki's eyes started to bleed. He physically restrained Thor with one hand, temporarily matched Captain Marvel while weakened by the Infinity Gauntlet, and when she was using two hands while he was only using one. He beat the living crap out of Fat Thor, who was still incredibly strong, and he easily crushed and destroyed Iron Man's armor in Infinity War. They're definitely comparable, but I'm going to say Thanos is stronger for one reason, and that's because Clark and Diana that Doomsday fought and Batman vs. Superman weren't as powerful as they are today. They've both increased in power. So we don't know how Doomsday would fare against them today. Yeah, Thanos is stronger. What about durability? Well, Thanos was hardly fazed by hits and attacks from Hulk. Got right back up after a massive lightning blast from Thor. Star-Lord's blasters did literally nothing. He took a barrage of massive attacks from Iron Man and only lost one drop of blood and then just smiled. He was only slightly angered after Iron Man crushed him with a small building-sized piece of metal debris. He withstood massive attacks from worthy Captain America and an enraged Scarlet Witch. He survived being impaled in the chest by Stormbreaker. And most impressively, he survived snapping with the Infinity Gauntlet twice within a 3-week time period. And one snap nearly killed Hulk and permanently messed up his arm. But Doomsday was just fine after taking hits from Clark and Diana, even ones that sent him absolutely flying. He easily withstood combined attacks from Clark and Diana, withstood being blasted by the kryptonite gas gun by Batman. He withstood having his hand cut off. He survived being punched into outer space by Superman, being the epicenter of a nuclear bomb, re-entering Earth's atmosphere, and then a fall from orbit. Literally just fine. He also survived being stabbed in the heart with the kryptonite spear long enough to kill Superman. And then there's his adaptive abilities. This allows him to adapt to his opponents while fighting them. It acts as a regenerative healing factor, but it also allowed him to do other things that I'll talk about later. I think Thanos has more raw durability, but he can't regenerate like Doomsday can. I also think Doomsday is faster than Thanos. Thanos spun his double-edged sword at blurring speeds to block multiple laser beams from Iron Man. He was able to grab and slam down a teleporting Spider-Man, and he dodged one of Doctor Strange's energy blasts. He also just moves with great mobility and maneuverability while in a fight. But Doomsday was able to react to and block several bull rushes and blitzes from Diana and Clark, who are faster than anyone Thanos has ever faced in the MCU. Yeah, Doomsday didn't stop every blitz from them, but he stopped a surprising amount of them, and even caught a flying Superman flying past him and then threw him down. Doomsday is faster, but Thanos does have a better mobility. So, Thanos is stronger and has more raw durability and mobility, while Doomsday can regenerate and is overall faster. Now, without a doubt, Thanos is the better fighter. He fights with great mobility, and he's an excellent with his sword and with his fists. His skill allowed him to trash Hulk. He bested Thor, who has 1,500 years of experience, bested Captain America, who's probably the best fighter in the MCU, while he was wielding Mjolnir. He bested Iron Man as well, and then he bested all three of them at the same time. Honestly, I think Thanos, you can make an argument that Thanos is the best fighter in the whole MCU out of the heroes and villains, but it's arguable. But now, back to Doomsday's adaptive abilities. What is the extent of it? Well, after he was hit with the nuke and then fell back to Earth, he gained the ability to release this electrical explosion that was the size of a city block. But all it did really was send Clark and Diana backward. Didn't really do any damage to them. So it would probably affect Thanos in the same way. But after Diana cut his hand off, he regrew it as a massive spike that was able to pierce through Superman's chest and kill him. This could happen to Thanos, saying how well Stormbreaker pierced his chest and nearly killed him in Infinity War. He also has his heat vision that proved to be more powerful than Clark's heat vision, and it sent Wonder Woman flying twice. But Thanos was just fine after a massive lightning blast from Thor, so I doubt this will do any lasting damage. And now, onto the last point of the video. I'd say Wonder Woman's sword is comparable, if not inferior, to Thanos' double-edged sword, and it was able to cut off Doomsday's hand. Of course, Doomsday regenerated from it, but even though Thanos might not be as skilled as Wonder Woman, he's definitely the more brutal and remorseless fighter. Once he sees how dangerous Doomsday is, I honestly see him just hacking off limbs and possibly even decapitating him if needed. Now, it is possible that Doomsday would just regenerate and adapt to this and become even more powerful than he already is, but he didn't show that he could do that. Meaning, I can't imply that he can simply because he regenerated from his hand being cut off. There's also the fact that Thanos absolutely destroyed Hulk in a hand-to-hand fight, who at the time was more or less a mindless brute, just like Doomsday. Well, not mindless, they're both intelligent, but you get what I'm saying. I could be very wrong about this, but I'm siding with Thanos on this one. The Mad Titan wins. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Leave a comment of what you think, and hit the notification bell to be notified of all my future videos and all the great stuff. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.